The new improved wolf armor absorbs even more damage. Plus, you can repair it and dye it any color you want. Try out the improved wolf armor now.
That's right, we have gone from having 16 wolf variants to having over 100 million, and also Minecraft has changed the UI for the Java edition to be a little bit closer to that of Bedrock, and finally we have a hardcore announcement for Minecraft Bedrock. That's right, 1 live hard difficulty is coming to the Bedrock version of the game, and it's coming a lot sooner than you think. And that is because this is a 1.20.5 snapshot 24W09A. It's so called that because it's the first snapshot in the 9th week of 2024 is actually a 1.20.5 snapshot, and so we'll see the features in the next month or two as opposed to having to wait the next 3 or 4 for 1.21, which is a big deal for hardcore, but it's also a big deal for the 6 other major things that they've shown off here. So the bogged has a drop. This drop makes a lot of sense when you look at the mob, but this is a really fun improvement. The Vault has several changes made to it. Wolf Armor has a lot of changes. They kind of gone back to the drawing board to make it extra exciting. It even has this fun tooltip which shows you that it has 11 armor, which is more than Netherite chestplates now. We also have a brand new menu screen that starts everywhere from the beginning of when you create a world to when you finish a world, or end it if you will. And then there is also the fact that Minecraft is making a lot more of the game data-driven in a way similar to Bedrock, and also something you can expect from any beta preview or snapshot are the bug fixes. We'll be diving into all of these things today, but first things first, let's start with the Bogged and the Vault. These are simple 1.21 features, and if you haven't heard of them already, I think it's incredibly interesting because we have the Bogged kind of coming closer to being a mushroom. That sounds ridiculous, but look at his head. Do you see the red and the brown mushroom there? These are items which you cannot get by killing them. That's right, there is a drop from the Bogged which you cannot get even with a looting free sword like I've got right here. I've got a lot of Boggs all in one place, but yet no matter what I do to them, I cannot get their mushrooms from them unless I start to think of them as basically being mini mushrooms. By the way, Java combat is still very odd to me, but I do enjoy the efficiency of it a lot. But yeah, something fun that you can now do in the same way that you can shear a mushroom to turn him from a mushroom to a cow. It feels really weird, like the animation feels a little bit un-Minecrafty in its own way, but I also think it's one of the most beautiful things in Minecraft. You can do something like this with the the sheareds, rather with the Boggs. See, it's so beautiful that I changed their name a little bit, and you can see that the mushrooms will come off them. I was secretly half expecting that they would turn not into just, you know, like Boggs without the thing on top, but instead just regular skeletons, and that a way to nerf their poison arrows would be to run around and shearing them. However, as you can see right here, this is not a valid strategy. You will regret your life decisions, just like how you might regret your decisions if you're working at Mojang and you look at the Vault and you say it's kind of similar to the, oh god, please get away from me. You know, please just stay away. I'm going to use my fun new bow that we'll talk about later to go over there. But first things first, yes, the Vault is also changing its texture one more time. I think it's fairly minor, but they're trying to differentiate these two items as much as they can from each other. They need to feel like they're part of the same texture set, but then also feel different enough that they're obviously not the same, something which is obviously a challenge. So these are both 1.21 features, and they'll be coming in there. Also, by the way, kind of minorly, they've also changed the wind charge so that it doesn't have any randomness in when you throw it anymore. There was a tiny bit of offset applied to make it a little bit more random feeling, but now if you throw it exactly down, it will launch you exactly the same amount every time because there is no difference in, you know, throw to throw, which means that it is perfectly, I guess, in theory, automatable, which is also kind of fun. Oh, by the way, speaking of automation, while we're on the subject of 1.21, something really interesting that you can do now is you can theoretically automatically collect oh god, watch out for that. But you can theoretically automatically collect mushrooms if you have enough shears and enough Boggs. I don't think that anyone's going to do it, but it's a fun idea for technical players who are just looking for weird ways to challenge themselves. Thinking of weird ways to challenge ourselves, maybe we should next talk about the wolf armor, which is really, really fun. I like the color end of this. That's definitely the more exciting bit, but there is a fun, presumably bug in this snapshot, but it's in the snapshot, so we'll see. And that is the fact that you can actually enchant wolf armor. When when you enchant wolf armor, the color becomes basically impossible to tell. Can you guess what color this armor in my hand is? Because if you guessed green, oh, it doesn't actually say, but I promise you it's green, you would be correct. You can now add the enchantments to this, but only in creative mode, and also you can add them to them in the same way via commands. This is what makes me think that it's most likely a bug. In the same way, right now, if you use commands, you can give a bow the multi-shot enchantment, which is really, really cool because I've always wanted to have multi-shots bows. This has to be a similar bug that caused the, wow, that was a nice shot, right? But this is a similar bug that allows you to enchant the dog armor. I assume that that will change, but again, just some fun details in case it doesn't. Speaking of fun details, you can now dye wolf armor. You've always been able to dye the wolf collars themselves, so you can make the nice neutral wolf collar, which we all secretly want, but now you can dye the armor as well. This is a 1.20.5 feature, and it shows that they're still working out ways to make it more exciting, because if you want, you can have a white wolf, not just in terms of his color, not just in terms of his collar, but also in terms of his coat. Honestly, I think this is really great, and you might think that that gives you 16 different varieties of wolf armor, and then I guess a 17th for the undyed, and this is true because there are 16 dyes. However, you can do something fun with this, and that is that you can treat it like leather armor, where you can combine the dye colors together. So just using a simple 3x3 grid here, you can see that there is green armor, but then there is green and red armor, and green and black armor, and also there is black and green, and black and red, and black and black. And long story short, you can do this with every single dye color combined, which means you can do some really ridiculous combos. So I could have some purple wolf armor if I wanted to, or some purple and green, or I could go purple, but closer towards purple than green, or I could put some red in there too, and then, you know what, let's put some white, and let's cancel out that white by putting some black right in there, and then you know what I'm feeling after all of this, 2 more reds. I can decide to have any silly combination of any number of these if I really want to. You know, what would it look like if it's all, white besides just a few here? I would love to see. Is it mostly just gonna look white? Can I even tell the difference? Here is my wolf armor I have. And let's go ahead and let's put it on the wolf. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and show you the fact that this is what that looks like, and this is what pure white looks like. It's very close to being the same, but this is a much bigger flex, and because there are so many combinations, there are 6 different dyes that you can combine together, or 8 different dyes you can combine together for any individual one of these. It gives you something like 12 million combinations of dye, that is according to the Minecraft wiki, which if you combine with the 16 wolf colors, means that there's something like 180 million different variations you can go for on your wolf. Never will your wolf look the same as someone else's, which is a really great way to give this a bit of meaning. I think the other interesting thing they've done is on Java, they've got a tooltip which tells you the armor it brings you, so it's a lot more now. It's meant to be about 40 raw hearts or so, which is really, really good. But also they now show you that wolf armor, dyed or undyed, is worth 11 armor, and like we previously mentioned, that's more than the paltry 8 you get from a netherite chestplate, and the 2 you get from a chainmail helmet. I'm starting to think I shouldn't wear this around. But also, we have the diamond horse armor, which is also 11 armor, but has 2 armor toughness, something I don't think we've seen in the game till just now. So technically, wolf armor is still worse than diamond horse armor, and in reality, it's worse than you wearing netherite, because you can wear 4 pieces of armor, but your stupid dog can only wear 1. What's the problem with your dog? Why can't you wear a helmet like me? We've got to cover our face. We're going to go on a bank. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. What I am trying to say, though, is that something important about Minecraft is that they are working on this feature for 1.20.5, which I do imagine is now delayed. I thought there was a possibility that we'd be seeing it literally a week away from now, because that is when the Bedrock update equivalent might be coming out. But yeah, it seems as though that could be waiting till 1.20.80. And so if you want to see dyed wolf armor, stronger wolf armor, and all of the other minor things, you'll have to wait for that. But if you want to see what else is coming in 1.20.5, not for Bedrock, let me show you something interesting. This is the pause screen, which I think we can all imagine. Oh, by the way, actually, we're Bedrock players, we can't imagine. What? Why is the game actually paused just because you're on the pause screen? You're telling me that it's not just running all the time? Yes, that's true. That is how the console edition offline works, and that's how Java edition works offline as well. It's a crazy feature, impossible to implement on Bedrock. Wait, do you see this? Last time I did this, the pause screen didn't have the animated fire, or it did have animated fire. This time it doesn't. Is that a change? Anyway, speaking of changes, let's go to the title and show you some brand new UI changes. That's right, Minecraft has decided to give us a brand new UI, as you can see right here, and this is a really interesting one because the old one was so old looking. Every time I saw it, I was like, I know that Java players are familiar with this, but this is objectively awful. Now you can see that everything is a little bit smoother, and instead of just showing in the background a dirt block, literally a dirt block. The world's most sold game, the old menu screen just had dirt in the background, and that's how it had been for literally 12 to 14 years. But now, as you can see, this fun new menu screen panorama, which has been there for a while, will be in the background of the UI. If you don't know, this is kind of how it works on the Bedrock edition of the game, although the Bedrock edition of the game has far less of it showing. I think this is actually a slightly nicer looking version of the Bedrock UI, and so they've taken something from Bedrock and done it better. Wow, I can't believe that's happened here. What you also might not be able to believe is the fact that this isn't just a change they've done to the start of a world, but also to the end. And so to show you that, let's go there now. I prepared this earlier. Okay, so look at this. I found a random end portal. No idea how that got there. You know, I did some off-camera portal making. And now that we're in the Nether, or in the end, we just have to try and get to the portal without dying. I mean, that should be a real easy thing. I see no reason why that can't be. Oh, yep, no reason whatsoever that can't be done. Look at this. This is me having defeated Minecraft, but I already saw the credits, so whoopsie. So I loaded up a new world, and I went to the end via the command, and it turns out I'm giant in this world. I'm so big that I'm trapped in this box right here. But we're just gonna have to ignore that for a second. It's very funny that I have to swim around this box. Let's go ahead, let's make an end portal, and let's show you what happens when you beat Minecraft. You get this screen, which looks a lot like the end portal. I would say it actually immediately makes me think of Skulk more than the portal, but this is what happens when you beat Minecraft Java Edition in 1.20.5 snapshots. As you can see, it's the exact same end poem, but now a slightly different background. I also think this is a big improvement on the old dirt block. Nothing else has changed too drastically about it, but this is one of those tiny things that really could change, and especially now it's changed on Java, could also do with changing on Bedrock. I do like this idea of both versions always making these tiny evolutions, and this is a good one in my opinion. As evidenced by the fact that one of the most popular things you can do on Minecraft YouTube right now is to play hardcore Minecraft. This is a game mode that only the Java edition has, where your game is locked into hard difficulty, and if you die, as evidenced by these hardcore hearts, you will lose your stuff forever. And as we all know, there is absolutely no way to game this system and avoid deaths for the sake of content creation. However, something very exciting is the fact that hardcore mode is coming to Bedrock. This is something that was confirmed in the Minecraft Creator Discord channel. It looks like they're going to be announcing it officially tomorrow, but they gave creators the heads up, and they've also confirmed that we can share this, by the way. But basically, they say Minecraft released its newest Java snapshot, providing some community requested updates to Wolf Armor. We're excited to share Wolf Armor is stronger and customizable with dyes. Additionally, your furry companion now has extra help, with all wolves now having 40 hearts. Wolf Armor will now take damage from all enemies, including a creeper blast or two, until it breaks, and the armor is now fully repairable with armadillo scutes in the same way you would use iron ingots to repair iron golems. The Bedrock preview will be released tomorrow, February 29. And then just also, Mojang recently began work on hardcore worlds for Bedrock and are working to eliminate bugs. Hardcore in Bedrock will remain in testing until the team feels confident that the experience will be just as smooth for players on Bedrock as it currently is on Java. We hope to have more info to share soon when it goes into preview and beta. Please let us know if you have any questions, and there's no interesting questions that have been answered there, but I will say this is incredible. To kind of reiterate, they're adding hardcore to Bedrock, and they're admitting the reason they've been cautious so far is because there are so many random death bugs for Minecraft. Let's be honest, there's so many random death bugs for Minecraft, and so they're adding something tomorrow, which will be the first step towards Bedrock coming to, the hardcore coming to Bedrock, and so rather than letting people speculate and question, they're just coming out ahead of it and saying, yes, hardcore will be on the Bedrock edition edition, and that is so incredibly hyped. We've been waiting for this for years. I feel like there are so many Java features that were on console, and this isn't one of them, but there are so many Java features from console that have been waiting to come from Legacy over to the Bedrock edition, and I love that we're seeing, it's a small step for a very popular feature, but it still shows that we're not just getting the Java updates at roughly the same time. It is important to also bring some of those older Java features over, and hardcore is one of these most important ones. I am incredibly excited, and I think, you know, just spoiler alert, the moment it comes out, I will be one of the first people to do a legit survival in hardcore on Bedrock. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe we should even survive 100 days, do another 100 days in a row. It'd be a lot of fun, right? Speaking of a lot of fun, let's talk about the other thing that they've done here. They've made it so that a lot more of Minecraft Java is data-driven. You can see just how much is going on here. It's interesting because this is happening the same week they added add-ons to Minecraft Bedrock. I imagine they basically want to make modifying the game via commands and via add-ons and such slightly easier on Java. Right now you have to do a lot of stuff with the source code, but yeah, that's a very exciting miniature change that won't affect you in the slightest, but should help creators make better things, which is always a good thing. And also there's the bug fixes. These are lots of things that they need to work on. I'm mostly excited to see the bug fixes in the Bedrock preview, which will be coming tomorrow, by the way. Also, spiders are very confusing, and when you die in hardcore, you die in real life. Or at least you die in the real life of your world. Kind of a big one, right? Also, you can only see the loaded chunks in your world when you die in hardcore. I wonder if this will come over to the Bedrock edition. I have so many questions. I want to see it so bad, and I can't wait till they have any early version for us to play with, because I will 100% be playing with it. Speaking of things that I'll be playing with, I think that I have played with your emotions enough in this video. I could talk a lot more about how 1.21 is on a fairly decent track, honestly. I could talk a lot more about how I'm excited to see what goes on with these subversions when 1.20.5 will come out, but mostly I'm excited to see Minecraft Bedrock getting hardcore, and I like to see that there's exciting stuff still happening even in a snapshot like this. I hope that you found this video to be exciting or interesting in some way. If you did, please do like it and let me know. I will be checking out the Bedrock preview in maybe some detail tomorrow if there's anything exclusive or unique there, but in either case, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I have been having a wonderful day, and it just got better, so I hope that yours can do too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh wow, look, I'm back! Oh, I never died, actually. That was fake. That didn't happen. I am someone who believes that hopefully the addition of hardcore to Bedrock is going to be solely a good thing. But it will be curious to see if, you know, because this is the edition of the game that they usually tend to, like, baby down in some ways. Will they, well, you know, like, because they're worried about, like, younger players playing it. Is that as something that they're going to have to watch out for? Because permanently deleting worlds is a big no-no. And so maybe just, like, going into spectator mode and being locked isn't quite deleting, but is still a very big... I don't know, like, it'll be a lot of people who are upset when they don't realize what hardcore does. So I imagine that we'll have more warning screens, but you know, I could talk about this forever. I'm just too excited. But I'll see you next time. Goodbye.